It is now my pleasure to introduce my coworker, my friend, and director of Nishma, Chelsea Leon. Although Chelsea was at the helm planning tonight and typically would have been the one to welcome all of you, the words she's about to share go beyond Nishma. The work of the Hamsa Wellness community has Chelsea written all over it. Listen to her words carefully. Thank you.
Okay, I haven't cried in 5 years, and I went to the cancer support group a few weeks ago, and now I can't stop crying, so forgive me. Hi, thank you all so much for coming this evening, and thank you, Debbie, for that beautiful introduction. I truly couldn't have planned this event without you, and I'm forever grateful. I'd also like to thank Debbie, Marcy, and our entire Lynnie's Light committee for helping to plan this event. It's been amazing to work with you all. As Debbie said, I'm Chelsea, and I'm the new Nishma director here at the J. My husband and I recently moved to St. Louis from Los Angeles after a quick pit stop in Chicago. Before I tell you about my personal journey with breast cancer, I want to take a minute to acknowledge something else that was very important to Lynnie, and that's Nishma. Lynnie was a founding member of Nishma and served on its board of directors for several years before taking on her role with Sharsheret Support's STL. Since I started in this position, I have come to realize the many similarities between Nishma and the Hamsa Wellness community. Nishma's mission is to inspire, connect, and support Jewish women in the community through educational, spiritual, and social programming. Connection and support are the basis for both programs, and I feel proud to work for a program that embodies these values. I have had the honor of learning all about who Lynnie was from so many wonderful people that knew her, and I feel connected to her in a way I didn't know was possible. We both have very similar passions in life because of our journeys with breast cancer, and I truly feel her presence around me tonight. I also want to point out that because of Lynnie, I was connected to and am now a patient of her oncologist, Dr. Bose, who was supposed to be here with us tonight, but unfortunately he's homesick. So, tonight, I'm here to share my story and help spread awareness about the importance of being an advocate for your own body. I have always said that if sharing my story helps even just one person, then I'm doing something right. I recently celebrated 5 years of being cancer-free. Thank you. And I've been able to use my experience to be there for many other women going through a similar journey. I'd like to share specifically how the same pillars that the Hamsa Wellness community is being built upon have helped me get through this journey. The education I had about the hereditary cancer risks helped me save my own life, and the support, strength, and hope I had from others helped me move forward. When I was 23 years old, I found out that I'm a carrier of the BRCA1 gene mutation, which, as many of you know, and Debbie shared tonight, increased my risk for breast cancer. After spending 7 years educating myself on the risks associated with being a BRCA1 carrier, speaking to many doctors and genetic counselors, and being monitored by an oncologist, I decided to be preventative and have a prophylactic double mastectomy at the age of 30 to reduce my risk of developing breast cancer. My mom, who actually surprised me and is here, she flew in today, is a 3-time breast cancer survivor and a BRCA1 carrier. My grandma is a breast and colon cancer survivor and also a BRCA1 carrier. So, being that this is a common trend in my family, I decided that it was the right move for me to have the surgery, and I began interviewing surgeons. I felt anxious, excited, and nervous, but I was mostly ready to take control of my body. My oncologist, who monitored me for years, always recommended that I start thinking about this surgery when I turned 30. In my mind, I always had a gut feeling that I was going to get cancer, especially because of my family history. So it made sense for me to just get this over with, and I scheduled the double mastectomy for 2 weeks after my 30th birthday. The surgery went well, and they sent the breast tissue off to pathology. Then, exactly 1 week after surgery, I received a call from my doctor telling me that my left side was clear, but that they actually found a tumor in my right breast, and it was triple negative, which is a very aggressive type of cancer. 4 days later, I had another surgery to remove 5 lymph nodes to make sure that nothing had spread. I am fortunate enough to say that it did not spread because of my decision to have this preventative surgery at the time that I did. And just like that, I went from being a breast cancer PREVIVOR to a breast cancer survivor in 1 week. Because of how aggressive that type of tumor was, if I would have waited just 3 months to do the surgery, the tumor could have tripled in size. If it wasn't for the knowledge and education that I had about being a BRCA1 carrier, my outcome could have been very different. I remember leaving the hospital thinking that I had just prevented cancer, clueless to what the next few months would bring me. I thought I'd be back to work in 3 weeks with the surgery behind me and my daily routine to get back to. It's a very strange feeling to be told you have cancer after it's already been removed from your body. It's terrifying to have to go back to the hospital for a second surgery a week later to make sure that nothing had spread. It's incomprehensible to find out that you will need to go through chemo as an extra safety precaution, even though the tumor was already gone, because of how aggressive it was. It's nerve-wracking to learn that you're going to lose your hair. It's overwhelming to hear that I should probably freeze my eggs before chemo, especially because I was still single at the time and they don't know how chemo is going to affect the ovaries. All of this I wanted to prevent by having the preventative double mastectomy in the first place, but here I was doing it all anyways. The next few months were a bit of a blur. 2 rounds of fertility treatments to freeze my eggs, 4 rounds of chemo, and 3 surgeries later, I felt lucky that I was educated enough to make the decision to have the double mastectomy, and lucky to have caught the cancer at such an early stage. I was proactive and I saved my own life, and I feel proud to have made this decision. I also want to talk about the pillar of support and how the incredible support I had from my friends, family, and the Jewish community in LA helped me stay positive and get through this difficult time. Not only did they create a meal train for my family and I for months after surgery and during chemo, but they created a GoFundMe to help with the stress of medical expenses, wigs, and fertility treatments. It's not easy to ask for help, but my community offered it as if I was a member of their own family. There's no I in cancer, and that goes to show that I would not have been able to get through this without the love and support from my community. When I began working at the J, I learned of the incredible support and services that we offer and have since started to participate in our Yoga for Cancer class, our oncology massage, and our cancer support group. Even 5 years after cancer, these services are so important to manage the side effects from chemo and surgeries and my overall mental and physical well-being. Before working here, I never knew how much I needed these services and what they would do for my mind and body. Again, I feel so lucky to work in a place that offers these services and to be a recipient of the incredible work we are doing. Now, for my personal connection to the pillar of hope. I want to share how good things can come from the bad if you continue to have hope. And this brings me to my husband, Jeff. Sitting right there. Jeff and I were good friends for 8 years before we started dating. We always had a special connection, but I never wanted to risk ruining our friendship. As I mentioned before, I was single at the time this all started. But during the months of my surgeries and cancer treatment, Jeff showed up for me in a way that no other guy friend had. He brought my family and I meals after chemo, picked up snacks that he thought I might like, just because, and spent some quality one-on-one time with me. Because of the friendship and support he showed me, somewhere between my third and final round of chemo, I realized there could be something more than friendship. I somehow got the strength and courage to ask him out a few days before my final round of chemo. And now here we are, married and about to celebrate our 2-year wedding anniversary. Moral of the story, sometimes it takes a difficult situation to realize what or who you are looking for in life, and it might be right in front of you. I often get asked how I stayed positive throughout this entire journey. During my treatment, I received a book as a gift with a very beautiful poem that explains how we cannot control our life events, but we can control our attitude and how we handle them. The poem is called Welcome the Rain by Michelle Sadas, and I'd love to end by sharing it with you all. And this poem always makes me cry, so grab your tissues. In every life, storms will come, adversity, inconvenience, or pain. Only we can choose how we will respond, to be overwhelmed or to welcome the rain. It's not about what happens to us, it's what we think, internalize, and perceive. It's not about the external events, it's what we choose to believe. Believe the difficult times help us grow. They build character, strength, and wisdom. Believe life's challenges can truly be blessings, and with this understanding comes freedom. For we're no longer at the mercy of the wind, being forcefully tossed around. When we can see life through different eyes, the world's joys and beauties abound. So as you continue on life's journey and feel the presence of rain's first dew, stand strong, be determined, remain focused, and remember what is so true. When we choose to see beyond life's storms, a new perspective we will gain, since we will only find our rainbow after we welcome the rain. It wouldn't be like me to end without a cheers, so cheers to all of you for coming here to show your support and letting me share my story with you. Thank you.